Okay, underneath my O2 Accord EX, 4-cylinder, the F23A, and I've got oil leaks, definitely oil pan leaking. This gasket sealer needs to be redone. Plenty of oil along the back side of the oil pan. The front's actually dry. I don't know if you can see if it'll focus on the front of the oil pan, but anyway, the front's actually dry, but the rear is very wet and weepy. I'm just wondering if there could be any other source of oil leaks here in the back. The drain plug is dry, the oil filter is dry. I know that's a cheap Fram. I should do better, and I will. The lower block is pretty wet. Some of the components up there are also a little bit wet. The valve cover gasket is definitely going to get changed. But what I'm interested about is how wet the front subframe is. Right here next to the oil pan, that makes sense to me. But then up there on the sway bar, you see a lot of oil, and the way gravity works, it's not going to travel up, I don't think, from this front subframe to there. But that is still below the level of the oil pan, and so while driving, I guess with wind and all that, it could end up there. But I'm just wondering if anyone thinks there might be another source of oil that would be causing that. Regarding dropping the oil pan to redo the sealant here, I guess it looks like you have to drop the transmission to drop the oil pan, and that makes sense because I had to drop the whole rear subframe to change out the gas tank, which is a job I just did last month. So of course it couldn't be simple. The whole transmission itself is sort of glistening and wet with oil, and I'm wondering if this could also be just from the oil pan itself. I don't know. Again, also, I think the valve cover gasket needs to be changed. I did that on the original engine. This is a JDM replacement engine that I had put in last year after the timing belt jumped and took the whole engine with it. So if anyone has any thoughts on what else I should be looking at with the transmission being so glistening and wet, if they think that's still just oil from the oil pan. But since apparently I've got to drop the tranny anyway to get at the oil pan, if there's any resealing of the transmission to be done, then I'll do that. Thank you for any opinions and feedback.